Hey, this is Tom from the Progressive Mind Center. Once again, thanks so much for signing up for this course. Today I'm going to be demonstrating the kettlebell swing, which is an amazing exercise. It torches fat and it helps you build strength. Now, look, I'm not the fittest guy in the world. I'm definitely still working on bringing my weight down, but this is a great way to do it. So I'm going to show you the kettlebell swing, give you some tips on how to maintain your proper form, because this is key to really developing this as a skill and using it on a daily basis. And I'll show you some alternatives too. So here's my kettlebell. You could pick something up at Walmart. You can order it online. Look, they're pretty expensive, so you don't necessarily need to get a kettlebell. You can use a dumbbell, or you can use the bands like I'm going to show you here in a second. But the key is that this is not a squat movement. This is a hip hinge movement. So I'm going to show you what that means. So here's a squat, right? Okay, now here is a hip hinge. Now hopefully on the video you can tell the difference between the hip hinge. Okay, now this is a posterior chain movement, so it's going to really load up your back, your hips, your legs. These are some big muscle groups, so remember, the more muscle that you build, the more fat you're going to burn. The more calories you're going to burn using this kettlebell than almost anything else on earth that you can do. So, all right, here's my kettlebell. Now, before I start the swings, we're going to practice this hip hinge movement. So I want you to start with your feet shoulder width apart. Remember, your back is going to be super straight the whole time. Now, you may see my head come forward or come back a little bit, but you'll watch my back is going to be super straight through the whole movement. Now, keep in mind, when you're lifting your arms, you can practice this with me. Lean it back, see how my knees just bend slightly. They're not bending down like in a squat movement. They're just bending slightly to hike the bell back, just like you're hiking a football, right? So practice this. Your arms are not going to be lifting the bell. The bell is actually rising from the force and the power you're generating from moving your hips forward. Now, as you watch my hips come forward, I'm also contracting my core, my abdominals. So listen to my breathing as I do this movement again. Inhale, exhale. Jamming those hips forward. Now as I'm squeezing my abs, I'm also squeezing my glutes. So on the way up, you're gonna have this contraction back here, this contraction up here. So keep in mind, you're not lifting the bell up with your arms and trying to lean back to force the bell up. You're actually just allowing your hips and your legs to drive that bell forward. Now at first you'll feel the bell just slightly going up, and as that arc continues, you'll feel it getting higher and higher. Now only go to chest level with the bell. You don't need to do the CrossFit style all the way overhead, the American swing. Just stay focused on bringing your bell up to your stomach or your chest, just to get in the habit of doing this movement. So once again, I want you to watch my form as I do this. Feet just slightly further than shoulder width apart, right? Back perfectly straight, not squatting, but you're hinging at the hips, contracting the abs, contracting the glutes. Now, I have outlined 100 swings per day, and that's exactly what I want you to do. You can do more, of course, if you want to, or you can do less. I mean, the rep police aren't going to come and arrest you because you didn't do 100 or because you did 150. But start off doing it in sets of 10. Now the weight, this is a heavy weight. You don't have to go so heavy, of course, but if you do a light weight, as you start doing the movement, you're going to feel like you need more weight, because when you get that bell swinging, it's going to take a lot more weight to generate, that force. So anyway, okay, here's the swing. Remember again, feet shoulder width apart, back perfectly straight, hinging at the hips, right? So here's the setup, right? The bell's in front of you. You're going to squat down a little bit into this position, just loading up the hips, and I'm going to reach out, grab the bell. Now this bell's going to be hiked back like a football, okay? Now as I'm grabbing the bell, you see the bell is kind of coming off the ground a little bit. And with my hands, I'm imagining I'm trying to bend this handle or this bar. And what that does is that locks my shoulders in place and engages the lats. So I'm going to lock it down in place. I'm going to hike it back, and I'm going to perform 10 swings with the best form that I can. And here we go. 9 and 10. And then park it, make sure that's safe, and you're good to go. Some alternatives to the swing. If you don't have a kettlebell, you can use a band. I've got a piece of PVC here. So if you want to use a band, what I do, loop it twice. And you can just stand on this, right? And then what I do is a modified deadlift. Keeping that back straight, feet as shoulder width apart as you can get them. And then still focusing on that hip hinge coming forward. Contracting the abs, contracting the glutes. You're just gonna come straight up. Excellent. Awesome. Once again, hit me up if you have any questions. You can call me, 772-213-8881, or you can send me an email, tom.metzinger@promindcenter.com. Thanks so much. Hope you enjoyed. Take care.